Today is January 14th, 2020, the end of Windows 7 support. And there are quite a few people out there that still use Windows 7 for a multitude of reasons. And I'm going to tell them about why they should not switch to 10. So first off, we've got to explain why Windows 10 is fundamentally different conceptually from a business perspective than previous versions of Windows, which I think makes it an inferior product. And the main reason is that Windows 10 is a service, not a good. Okay, so to get you in the right mindset to kind of imagine the change in product format, you have to go back to when Windows 10 was a Nagware upgrade for Windows 7. It had a repeated icon at the corner of the screen. It was just a constant barrage of trying to get users to upgrade to Windows 10, which was unstable for hardware at the time, and although I imagine that it has improved since then, this upgrade path wasn't necessarily the best thing to do. In fact, the Nagware was my primary motivation to switch the majority of my devices to Linux. I actually don't run Windows 10 on anything except computers I'm about to Craigslist. So let's go into the business perspective now. Windows 10 is software as a service, or in Microsoft's own words, Windows as a service. But what does this entail? Because it isn't done in the same sort of subscription model as some of their other services, such as Microsoft 365. Microsoft monetizes Windows 10 through two ways. First, Microsoft collects data through multiple interactions with users of Windows 10 devices. This information can contain personal data, but that's from Microsoft itself. Now, let's look at it with the Microsoft ecosystem. So, in other words, they're trying to copy an ecosystem model. But you have to understand that Apple is not the only people that have an ecosystem. Microsoft bundles the operating system with software such as Xbox Live and things that are typically expected. But what's different is you see icons for Skype and Twitter, and it's prepackaged with things like Candy Crush. Imagine if you're Skype or Twitter and know that a majority of the operating system users, keep in mind Microsoft has a 90% share in the operating system market, are going to see an icon for Twitter and Skype and things like that. They want in on that. And then in turn, Microsoft has all this data that they've got from customers that they can use to provide people that own other companies such as Twitter or Facebook an outlet for marketing data. So they're trying to get in the advertising market. And in fact, they're trying to do vertical integration. And if you're unfamiliar with that, let's look at a company like Amazon. So Amazon owns web services, web hosting, advertising services, a very great logistic market, and market analytics, aka a full vertical monopoly almost. And because of that, they're able to just rake in money and actually be essentially the go-to for starting a small business. Amazon has actually killed a lot of smaller sales sites because of that. And Microsoft is trying to do something similar with doing some vertical integration and some synergy among their other products, such as Amazon does Amazon Web Services. Anyways, though, you get the picture. They're trying to get some of that marketing cash. They're trying to vertically integrate, and it really doesn't result in a good product. Well, from a business perspective, this is all good, but another reason not to use it is bad programming. The company has halted rollouts due to bugs that deleted users' files on a consumer release, which in this case, they understand that a lot of consumers aren't going to switch just based off a few deleted files. But at heart, they don't actually care about making a good product. They just care about making money. And it used to be that making a product, or at least trying to make a good product, would coincide with making money. And now it's trying to get the most data out of the consumer coincides with making money. Familiarizing people and integrating them with other Microsoft tools is what gets Microsoft cash nowadays. So I guess as a final note, care about your computer and privacy. Even if you're not paying for Windows 10 and you've got it through some quasi-illicit means or something else like that, you are still giving them their source of revenue for a product you do not want, a product that you don't like, a product they went out of the way. For example, Ryzen was initially going to have Windows 7 support for drivers on its first release. So they've been making it harder for you to use software you paid for in exchange for you trying to use a service where they sell your data and they try to get you to buy their other goods. They're literally using an advertisement as an operating system when you switch to Windows 10. So please don't. That's all I have to say. Anyways, though, have a good one. Sorry if this YouTube video is a little bit more off tone. I'm just making this video mainly because the long-term updates for Windows 7 end today. And if there are any Windows 7 users, I do really advise you switch to anything else except Windows 10. Even keep in mind using Windows 7, I feel would be a better option. And to exclude moral issues, Windows 10 does kind of have a UI that is nightmarish out of hell. In fact, it's probably one of the worst user interfaces I've ever seen. This is mainly due to their advertisement-focused product. So, anyways, take my word for what you will. Your experience may differ. I honestly just stopped using Windows altogether around when 10 came out, so have a good one.